Hey, it's the Budget Biker here. I'm just going to do a quick little showing of how to get that belly pan on the bottom of your 2014 Valkyrie. I already have it installed. There's no reason for me to show you the full install because it's you know how to put a you know how to lift something and put it on in place. I'm just going to show you a quick little tip in case you're having trouble because I've heard some people have had problems trying to get this part on, and I did too at first. But once I realized what was going on, I was able to get it. You can do this while the bike is on the kickstand. You don't need to jack it up or anything. There's going to be 4 screws. I believe they're 10 millimeter. They're little rounded screws that go on the bottom. So when I flip over here and come down the side of the bike on the left-hand side, you are going to see here that I already have the pan, and I apologize for the angle, but this is the only way I can get this kind of shot. Here's that front piece that goes on last, and then here's the main piece that goes on first. Here's going to be 1 and 2 on this side, and there's 2 on the other. And what you do is after you remove these, there's going to be these little like cloth or whatever washers that help, I guess, press that in there and keep it from rattling. Once you put that on there, you got to pull on this downward. Be careful because there's like that sharp edging on here. But when you pull down on this, it's going to pull this away. You're going to hear it go on that little, because there's a little screw, a threaded screw that sticks out through there. That comes off, I believe it comes off the frame. And so that's kind of holding it in place. And what happens is there's this little bracket that's right here. And this little bracket is actually sort of like a U-shaped piece like this, and it's attached to that. So if you try to just slide this pan in there and you haven't pulled this far enough away, it goes into this, and that blocks you. And of course you're getting pissed off because you can't see that. So this comes away with the bottom here as you pull it, and you'll see here that this pan is actually sliding right underneath this piece. And then now that once you get that in place, you're gonna have to really kind of push this back in really good, hold it in place, push that nut on there with while holding it by the end of the socket probably, just to get it started and get both of them on there and get a couple of turns on it before you bother trying to let go. Because if not, the tension from this will push it back out. But once you do that on both sides and you get it in place, it all tucks in underneath. See, so you should see go all the way along here. See how there's nothing touching, and then you hit here, and then once you get that on there, you tighten it down. This doesn't attach anywhere here. The only places that this attaches to is these 2 little Allen wrench screws here, which really I wish there was more. I wish there was like maybe one more thing here or some other way to lock that in a little bit better. But just put them snug. And then important is that this piece actually slides and slips under that little cowl, that front cowling, and that's what keeps that all in place. It's got some holes in there to let some air through and whatnot. But this I think is a good, even though it's a little pricey, it's good because it kind of helps block any large rocks. I mean, this can at least maybe deflect enough of a rock or something you might hit on the side of the road. Especially here in Texas, there's a lot of rocks that fall out of the back of construction trucks. And you might get a bad one in a bad spot. It might punch a hole in this, or you might crack this, or it might even help you from snagging it on, like, let's say you have to go down a curb because you're cutting around a parking lot or some traffic or some stupid crap. And so at least you'll hear this scrape before you actually scrape this, and it might save you from punching a hole in the bottom of your engine block, because the framing is right about here, and for some reason on every Honda I've had, the engine always hangs just a little bit lower than the frame. So it's like, well, shit, you're gonna hit the frame first. You're gonna hit the engine first before you hit that frame. I'd rather hit the frame, the little bottom of the frame. But anyway, that's how it goes. I got it in black, obviously, and it comes in here, and there's a little hole in the back here, so you can run these little breathers or drains for part of the engine there up top, part of the emissions or something. But anyway, that's how you do it. Not much else to it. All right.